Good afternoon, guys, or good morning, or good evening, whenever you guys are watching this. This video is all about Marshall behind me right here. The majority of the video is going to be about the transmission and getting that all fixed up, but we're going to start off with an oil change because it needs one anyway. There you go, look at that. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Nice and black. I'm pretty sure I went like 3,200 miles on this. Normally I change it prior to that, but kind of been busy with college. So yeah, I'm gonna let all that drain out, and then I'm gonna hit the oil filter, which Ford decided to put it in the stupidest place ever. They fixed it on the Lightning though. I'm gonna get an oil relocation kit eventually, but now with all the oil drained out, don't you love this flattering view? We're gonna go to the stupidest location you can have an oil. So okay, maybe not the stupidest, but any of the vehicles that I own is the stupidest location ever. Actually, no, the Miata is pretty stupid too. Let's just show you where the freaking thing is. Actually, I don't even think I'll be able to show you. I'm just gonna take it out, and I've shown you this before, and I'll just take it out and replace it. Oil change done. Changed the filter. Refilled the oil. I am tired, bro. Look at those bags under my eyes. Now I got my obligatory, what the hell, where'd it go? Sticker change. Hello? Because I like being a professional. Little stickered thingy. Swap it out for this one. According to this, I was supposed to do it in December of 03, but December of 25. But I just waited until the mileage hit. It hit 3,000, decided to do it then. Now I'm going to replace it with this one. The new one changed it. Got my little sticker up there. That's 5 days after my birthday. If you haven't seen my 2025 birthday video, go check that out. You did not want to miss that. The surprise is this. If you guys watched TJ Hunt, I got this a while back, and I told myself, oh, I'll put it in the Miata when it's all up and running and it's perfect and everything. No, but at that time it was running, it just wasn't perfect. Then I was like, oh, I'll put it in the 3 Series I get. It's gonna be a while. Well, maybe not a while, but it's gonna be a little bit. So I'm saying, instead of keeping it for nothing, might as well put it in a car. I'll put it in this one. So we're gonna hang that, and then the next time you see me is going to be when we're doing the transmission stuff. It has been a hot minute since you have seen me with Marshall over here. I am going to do the valve body and transmission cooler finally. I was kind of scared shitless because I was like, I don't want to really mess with it. I'm going to screw it up and I'm not going to have a car. But I have my Lightning, and even though Hoopty over there in the back only has 3 lug nuts holding on one of the wheels, I got that thing too. I just gotta drive it slow. So worst case scenario, I don't finish it this weekend. I'll finish it eventually, and then I can drive this thing around, and at least this thing has AC. Alright, let me preface this by saying this is not a how-to. This is how I'm gonna do it, and I might fuck it up. So don't follow exactly what I'm doing, because you might end up messing up your car too. So, first what I'm gonna start off with is draining the transmission fluid. Now we are going to push you guys back. now that I have almost drained the transmission fluid completely, slash it is continuing to drain, and I loosened the transmission pan bolts, I am going to show you the I would quote right now, but I have stuff in my hands. Temporary fix that I told myself it was temporary, but it was temporary for about 3 months. So I kept on driving it because it worked. However, now we're actually going to fix it properly, and we're going to add the transmission cooler and all that. So let me show you that, what is it called? The temporary fix that I did real quick. That's temporary fix. You see that white? Oh, you see that white part right there? Yeah, that's electrical tape, because when the transmission line blew off, it was because there wasn't enough thickness there or whatever. So like it wasn't flared all the way, and I didn't. Okay, a bunch of dust and everything is getting in my eyes. What is it called? It wasn't flared, so I got a double flaring tool from Amazon. But I told myself I'll do it all at once instead of draining it and doing all that other crap. So yeah, now we're here doing it again. But I actually have the double flaring tool. Crap, I forgot to grab my flathead. That little clip. Yeah, that little clip right there. I need to grab a flathead so I can get that off. Alright, as you can see, that is not barbed at all. And that's what caused that to slip off in the first place. So what I did was I just put electrical tape there to make it bigger and thicker. This time, I'm actually going to use this flaring tool and flare it properly. And then also add in the trans cooler that I got. Alright, I like to believe anything is possible. And I truly do believe anything is possible. However, anything is possible if you have the muscle and the right tools. I have the right tools, I don't have the muscle. So, I am going to enlist my father's help in cutting the line flush. And then also double flaring it while he's there, because I don't want to have to call him back here again to help me with that. But I believe everything else I can do. I believe. I also have to figure out where the hell I'm mounting the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I have not thought through, but I like to do what is it called? Do what Dan says is it's just work. So that's what I'm believing. It's just work. And then also, if I can't get that thing running by Monday because I have college, I got the Buick. So that's my saving grace, and that's how I'm kind of calming myself down, because I'm kind of restarted, and I probably shouldn't have done this and whatever. But I'm already knee deep in. Might as well jump in all the way. So once my dad gets it cut and double flared, I'll show you how that looks, and then we'll mount the cooler, and I'll have to route lines and all that other shit. They're way too hard. So my temporary fix is gonna be the fix for the foreseeable future. Before I fix it again the way I fixed it before, I'm going to try and mount the transmission cooler and figure out where I want to mount that and everything. Hopefully get it mounted and then run the lines and all that other shit. Very amount of goddamn time doing this. We have gotten it mounted. Yes, that is zip tied. That is janky. That is janky. It does wiggle a little bit, but my dad has assured me that once there's weight in it, it will not. And then the bottom is the best one. I don't know if you can see that. If not, I used a factory mount, the factory transmission cooler mount, to mount my auxiliary cooler. So now I need to find a way to route all the hoses and everything. Mind you, I thought this was the easy part. This is not the easy part. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish the valve body tomorrow, because this is going to take the rest of the day, and it's already 5 o'clock, and I started about noon, 11, something like that, so I'm about like 6 hours into just mounting the transmission cooler. I really hope it's worth it. I know I haven't shown you a lot, however, this was it looks like it was done in 2 seconds because it looks so janky, but that was a very tedious process. So now I'm gonna find a way to route the wires, or not the wires, the hoses, and I'll show you that. Another hour since I last saw you. Now this side, okay. This side, not too bad. Got that hose on, it's underneath, I have it routed properly. This son of a bitch has been fighting me because I want to make it look all nice and neat and all that stuff. And the goddamn tolerances are so tight. Never mind, I was going to say something that was very inappropriate. Not going to say it. But they're so freaking tight that I am cutting my hand
all the way up. And it sucks ass. And the lighting is terrible as well. Yeah, definitely not getting to the valve body today. Because I also have to go and pick up some, fittings for this thing. I wanted to get all the hoses routed the way I wanted it and all that shit, and then I was gonna go. I'm still gonna do that, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on how miserable this install is going, and how easy I thought it was going to be. But, as Do It With Dan says, it's just work, and I'm gonna suck it up and get it done. Okay, got this one routed. This freaking hood cable has been the bane of my existence. Got that all routed nice and neat up until there. Next I'm gonna have to get, I'm gonna go get a fitting. Actually, I'm gonna go to Home Depot and AutoZone and get the rest of the parts that I need so I can finish this completely. I'm going to finish the cooler install today, like right now. Maybe not right now, but today. Then I'm going to finish up with the valve body and all that stuff tomorrow. Then I'll fill it up with transmission fluid and hopefully nothing leaks. And if it does, taking my 9mm and I'm shooting this thing. If y'all saw the last video on this Buick, you'll notice that the check engine light is back on. However, I'm over it. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I haven't even checked the code to double check to make sure it's the same one. Don't care. It runs good enough. I'm gonna run it. Hopefully the wheel doesn't fall off because it's only being held on by 3 lug nuts, but we're gonna get to where we're going no matter what. I will catch back up with you guys once I get everything we need. Wheel didn't fall off, luckily. Car died a couple of times, but nothing I'm not used to. Got everything we needed. Now I'm going to put everything where it needs to go, and then I'll show you how that looks. Plumbed up the, trans cooler, but as you can tell, it is really dark out. Oh, yeah, I got a little mark on my head because I had the, headlamp on my head. But yeah, everything is done on the trans cooler side. I will show you all that stuff tomorrow, and then I will get to tackling the valve body. I am truly an idiot because I thought, oh, the trans cooler, that's gonna be the easy one. Let me start with that. No. Should have started with the valve body. Whatever. What's done is done. Also, I had to reroute it a different way because some things weren't working. I'll show you guys tomorrow. But I hope you guys enjoyed so far. Stay tuned for the next clip, which will happen in like a second for you, but asleep for me. So as much as I want to complete this project today, I have other things I need to do, and I'll probably end up having to stop in the middle of it, and I don't want to do that, especially when I'm dealing with the valve body. So what we're gonna do today is I'm just gonna show you the transcooler line setup the transcooler that I set up yesterday in the daylight. As you can see, not that pretty. If I was smart, I would have, painted that black and all that stuff, but I don't really care. So it's right in front of the condenser and radiator setup. I got one hose going to one end, the other hose going to the other. I'm gonna climb underneath there and show you how it looks from the underneath. Alright, so the way I have it set up is different from the way I wanted it to I wanted to set it up in the beginning, but some things didn't really work out, so you gotta go with the flow. So what I have is, this is the feed line from the transmission. Normally that goes into the transmission cooler directly into the radiator. Now what I have it running to is the auxiliary transmission cooler. Then it goes through the transmission cooler, comes out that hose, and then there's a barb fitting that came with the Mishimoto transmission cooler that goes into the auxiliary transmission, or sorry, not the auxiliary, the radiator, which has its built-in transmission cooler. Yes, I realize that these hoses aren't really cleaned up yet. I didn't have time to zip tie everything. That's what I'm about to do. And yeah, so this will get zip tied right there. That will get zip tied together. And then what I really like is that I used this factory mount for, I don't know what the hell this is. This might be the transmission cooler. I don't even know what the hell that is. But that might be a power steering cooler. If you guys know what that is, let me know down below in the comments, but I have no idea. Also, I routed it through all of the... I'm very proud of my routing. All of this stuff, and like it looks nice and pretty enough in my opinion for someone who's never done this before, and for a universally mounted transmission cooler. So yeah, I'm gonna get to zip tying everything together, and the next time I see you we'll be dealing with the valve body, but that won't be today. Alright, I'm 99% sure I left you guys off with showing you how the transmission cooler, I routed that and all that stuff. Today, after a really long day of procrastination, because I told myself I was going to do this, and then I didn't do it, and then now I'm finally doing it. It's not as hot outside, and I'm wearing, if you can tell, you can't tell, I'm wearing jeans because last time I was out here, I got bit by 5 million mosquitoes, and I'm still getting bit by 5 million mosquitoes, just on my arms instead. Okay, all that aside, today we're going to be installing this valve body. You can't really see it that well because it has the, this thing on it with the whatchamacallit, transmission fluid all over it, but we gotta leave it like that so then it doesn't get messed up, I think. So we're gonna go underneath, take off the pan, take off the filter. I've done that before. That's not too daunting to me. The daunting task is taking the valve body off and making sure I don't lose any bolts and I don't completely jack up my transmission. So come along and see if I jack up my transmission. Okay, this thing has been draining for about a week, so it should not have any residual transmission fluid in it. Well, now that I'm looking at it, it's still kind of dripping, but that's okay, because we still have a transmission drain pan right there. But let me, oh boy, let me tighten this, what is it called, drain bolt on here, so I don't have to worry about losing it. See, I don't remember if I should take off the back of the pan first or the front, so that'll be a fun. Okay, so my original plan, is to get a jack stand, but in order to get a jack stand, that doesn't have as much surface area as this does. So, plan is, once this falls, because it will fall, because I'm not strong enough to hold it with one hand while I'm loosening the bolts, it'll fall on this instead of falling directly on the ground. So, for two things. First off, it's not gonna get transmission fluid everywhere, and second, it won't damage the transmission pan that I have bought. I don't even remember. I bought this a while ago. I don't even remember how long ago I got it. I think I got it. I don't even know. There's no point in guessing. Okay, last one is an Allen head. See, if I was smart way back when all of these thingies, what is it called, fell off, all the bolts fell off, I would have just gotten all Allen heads. But that is not how I work, so okay. Yeah. I should have just gotten it all off. Oh, push them away. Yeah, it's resting on this. Okay, I think that's the smartest thing I've done so far. Okay then. Oh, push away. Motherfucker. I have gotten this. Fuck. Okay. That did not go at all as I was hoping. Oh my god. There is a shit ton more liquid that comes out. Also, if no one knew what they were looking at, they'd think that was a murder scene. Like I ran someone over or something. Have y'all seen the TikTok where the idiot 411 driver, well, I think that's AI. Someone driving a Chevy Silverado ramped up a Lamborghini Huracan and totaled it. Not sure how true the accusation of the lady who was driving the Silverado was 411 and whatever. I don't know where the hell I'm going with this. Okay, now I'm gonna dump that out in there. Also, pay attention to how there is not a little seal on that. That's because it's still on the transmission. I'll get to that later. Alright, with all the fluid drained, well, majority of the fluid drained, as you can see, we're gonna get some brake clean and some dirty old rags, clean up the inside of it, clean up the mating surface, let that all dry. Then we're gonna climb underneath the car, or truck, and see if I'm smart enough to figure out how to install this valve body. Yeah, this one's a sacrificial one. This is going straight into the trash. Well, all of them. All the ones I'm using on this are going straight into the trash. There's no way in hell am I reusing these for anything. Yeah, this is disgusting. Probably should be wearing gloves. I don't have any gloves. I should probably get some gloves. I need to get mechanics gloves and the disposable gloves. But yeah, we're just gonna do one of these. Alright guys, so this is gonna take a hot minute. Hello? This is gonna take a hot minute to, what is it called? Finish up cleaning. So I'm gonna do that off camera. I'll catch up with you guys once I get underneath the truck. I kinda was, what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. Procrastinating? Avoiding the inevitable? Whatever. So that's what the valve body looks like. Everyone online, aka the one guy I watched, Driving Intelligence I think his name was, said to take a crap ton of pictures and then take the outside bolts off first and make sure you know where everything was and all that other shit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a crap ton of pictures, go to the valve body I bought, make sure it's the same one and everything will fit properly, then get to unbolting this. Alright, so I got good news and I got bad news. Well, it's not really bad news, I'm just being a wuss. Good news, that matches up with what's underneath the, or what's on my truck right now. However, I'm so fucking scared because So I need to get out all of these bolts that's underneath the truck, plus some bolts that are like in here, but I don't need to get these ones. So I need to, oh, that's smart. Let me double check. What I'm gonna do is, I think they're all different sizes. I think the ones in here are 10 mils and these ones are 8 mils, or the opposite. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my sockets and I'm gonna double check and see what sizes are on here, and then only take off the opposite sizes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. From my research, aka I used my 8 mil and I stuck it on there. None of them are 8 mil, meaning I need to use my 8 mil to take off all of the hardware bolts that are connecting the valve body to the transmission. I'm pretty sure all of these that are 10 mils are just connecting this backing plate to the valve body. And then also I need to be doubly careful because right here is like the electrical strap or something. I'm going to take some extra pictures just of that when I'm down underneath there. And when I take everything off, I need to make sure I know the orientation and all that shit. So I'm going to make a video of it too. Just, honestly, it's not even for you guys, it's for me. So, once again, I'm procrastinating because I'm scared shitless that I'll fuck something up. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, do what Dan says, it's just work. It's so much more daunting when I'm looking at it from below, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing and I don't want to do anything wrong. But, fuck it. No, let's not actually fuck it. But yeah, so, like I said, I'm gonna take some more pictures of this whole contraption right here, because that's electrical stuff or some shit that mounts very specifically and the bolts are specific or some shit. So I'm going to take some more pictures, then I'm going to set y'all up. Bismillah. Okay, so the reason you saw me leave is what I'm going to start doing. I just thought of this is I'll take off every single component I take off that has, or every single bolt that I take off has a component attached to it. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to put it on the new one so then I don't forget where they go. And then I'll take a picture of it up top before I take everything off as well. Alright, back to time lapse, y'all go. I am gonna go get the electric ratchet. I was too scared to use it, but I realized if I just break them loose with this, I'll be good. So I'm gonna go grab the electric ratchet and then continue. Alright, the reason it's dripping so much now is because there's only like 3 bolts left. Which I'm an idiot and I didn't realize, which is why I didn't have the drain band underneath it the whole time. There's so much residual freaking transmission fluid in here. I'm gonna need to take a fucking like 5-hour long shower to get this transmission fluid smell off of me. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, so I don't know if I should just go for it and take it off, or no, it's gonna drip forever if I just keep on waiting, so I gotta just take it off. if you are using this as a how-to, I really hope you're not. The long bolts are the ones that go through the black part and the silver part. The short bolts are just where they go to the silver part. Oh, Boże moi, I got 2 left, I think. Oh, son of a biscuit, this is gonna be fun. Okay, guys, I have come up with an idea. Oh shit, my camera's at 19%. Okay, so the idea is, I'm not gonna record this part because, what is it called? I don't want my camera to die on me. I'm gonna use this little tinfoil thingy, which is what the guy online said to do anyway, and we'll put it on top of the bucket. So then when it falls, it'll fall, it has some structure from the bucket and it won't drip all over the floor. That is the idea. You're not gonna really see it because, like I said, my camera is at 19% and this is terrible lighting. So if I'm covered in transmission fluid on in the next clip, I epically failed. That was a complete shit show. I am glad I did not. Well, I'm not glad I didn't record it. I wish you saw what happened. See, the thing was, I thought it was stuck on one bolt. No, I double checked and made sure all of the bolts fit in there and none of them were missing. All that stuff. What it was stuck on was there were electrical clips all along that. So I pulled a little bit, the whole thing fucking came off. Luckily I had the my turkey pan thingy-mabobber on top of the bucket, so it didn't damage anything. Now what I need to do is take this electrical strap off very carefully, somehow, some way. Probably do some research on how to do that so I don't damage anything, because I think it's only hooked into that, let's see, that thing right there, and it's that right there. Oh, and it's hooked into that too, I think. Yep. Okay, so I need to be very careful about that. Get that off, and then I'm gonna reinstall this thing tomorrow because my dad isn't gonna get home until like nighttime and I don't have any light outside. Also, I can let the whole fucking transmission drain completely because, oh my god, there was so much extra. You don't realize how much transmission fluid there is inside of your transmission until you take off the, what is it called? Transmission pan, transmission filter, and the transmission valve body, because oh my god, there's so much. Alright, I have gotten the electrical strap off of that and onto this. It wasn't that hard. I thought, I'm making this harder than it has to be. I just used a little screwdriver, got underneath there and picked it off. Now what I'm gonna do is transfer these bolts that I put in there to double check that I got all the bolts off onto the old one, so then I know where everything goes. All of the bolts from the new one back on here, along with the parts and how they're oriented and everything. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that back in its bag. Alright, I got everything cleaned up. That's the old valve body. That's the transmission pan. New valve body is in there. I definitely need to get more transmission fluid, seeing as how much came out of it. So tomorrow, alright guys, new day. Just still working on the valve body. I got my dad's help, got the valve body in there. Not all the bolts aren't in there. I'm gonna show you guys that. And then also I went out and got a torque wrench because I need to torque it, I think, to 95 to 100 foot-pounds, or sorry, inch-pounds. And yeah, so let me show you guys that. Okay, so I got one of the difficult bolts back in. Now I have to take this bolt out, so then I can reuse this for that. I'm making the video and I realize I talk way too much and I don't do. So I need to start doing and stop talking in my videos. That goes right there. And yeah, that's the gear selector. Okay, now what I'm about to do is probably not recommended, but if you have good enough trigger control, you will be fine. And I believe I have good enough trigger control. So I'm just gonna snug it up with my electric ratchet so then I don't have to go crazy. Okay, now time for the torque wrench. Alright, I am el stupido because I forgot one of the bolts. Luckily, I caught myself. Nope, not there. Oh shit. The real issue is, where the hell does it go? No, I'm blind. Okay. That's in. So, I have this little itty bitty tiny baby little inch wrench. And then there's a very specific torque pattern that is very weird. And I have it screenshotted. I'm going to need to use Dawn dish soap to clean my phone after this. My face doesn't match, seriously, Samsung? Fine, let's use the code. Okay, where's my screenshot at? No, that's camera. There we go. Alright, one is... This is such a teeny tiny itty bitty baby. Oh, itty poo poo poo. Yeah, okay. We're good. We're gonna move you guys out of the way. If you guys can still see. Guys, I did it. The valve body is in. Everything is tightened. Everything is good. Let me show you guys how it looks. The new valve body in there. And then we're gonna put the filter on, gasket, transmission pan, all the good stuff, then fill it up with transmission fluid. And then finally, after about a week and a half, 2 weeks, we're gonna be able to drive Marshall. Look at how shiny and new that thing is. Apparently you could replace those springs too, but I think that's a little too, motherfucker. Alright kids, that's your lesson in always wearing eye protection. Yeah, that's fucking, yeah. I don't know where the hell my safety glasses went, so we're gonna use Heatwave Visual sunglasses underneath the truck, and hopefully I can see good enough. But yeah, so moral of the story, always wear your fucking safety glasses, because brake cleaner in your eyeball hurts like a fucking bitch. As I was saying, I'm so happy I got the valve body installed and everything. Oh god. Oh. Let's climb back underneath there, but this time with safety glasses, aka Heatwave Visual sunglasses. One of these days I'll be sponsored. But yeah, look at how nice and shiny that is. As I was saying, those springs, sometimes people replace those. However, that's going to be too tedious for me, and I didn't really want to do that. So now we're going to let the brake clean, what is it called, evaporate off, and hopefully not go into my eye again. And I've learned my lesson. I'm going to go, I went to fucking Harbor Freight and I bought the goddamn, what's the word I'm looking for? Torque wrench, but I didn't get the goddamn safety glasses. So for now, we're going to be running shades like these underneath the truck. I'm not really sure what I showed you last on account of my eyes getting doused in brake clean. Well, my eye getting doused in brake clean. But I got me and my dad got the filter and the transmission pan on. Not all the bolts. I'll time lapse that for you guys. Then once that's done, I'm going to let the gasket maker cure. And then we can finally fill this bad baby up with some trans fluid and run it through the gears. Alrighty then. So we're going to get the tighter lock. And we're going to put it on the bolts. Alright, I'm gonna finish the rest of these off camera because I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of watching time lapses of me tightening bolts. So, alright, all the bolts have been tightened. Боже мой. Oh, how red is my eye? I can't tell in the camera. But yeah, all the bolts are tightened. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna clean myself up, all that stuff. Let the gasket maker cure, and then in about 20 to 30 minutes I'll fill it up with transmission fluid, and I really hope there's no leaks. The majority of things are cleaned up. Oh yeah, that's still very red. I'm gonna give it another like 10-15 minutes to cure. I'm gonna go inside, clean up, because I am disgusting. I'm not getting in my very fancy truck looking and smelling like this. So I'm gonna go clean up, and then I'll fill up the transmission fluid, run it through the gears, hopefully no leaks. If there are leaks, I'm not dealing with this today. I've given it about an hour to cure the, what is it called, gasket maker and everything. So now we're gonna take out the dipstick, and then we are going to start with, I think, about 3 gallons, because so much goddamn fluid came out. And I added a transmission cooler, so, like I said, I'm gonna start with 3 gallons, start the car, run it through the gears, hopefully nothing goes wrong. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Alright, I have filled it up with 3 gallons. We're gonna start it. Okay, start was normal. Not too bad. Now the moment of truth. It's hot in here, hold on. What I should do, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. 1 second. I'm gonna go check and see if there's any leaks at any of the points. 1 second. Okay, now the real moment of truth. The reason it was honking is because I accidentally put too much pressure on the horn. I am an idiot. Nope. I might have messed something up. Goes into reverse. Goes into neutral. Goes into drive. Nope. I messed something up. I don't know what, but I don't have reverse. And if you can tell, see, that's supposed to be reverse. I'm going forward in that one. That's supposed to be neutral. I'm still going forward. That's supposed to be drive. I'm going forward, and I don't have 2 or 1. So yeah. That means I have to tear everything back apart. Yay! Alright, we got good news and bad news. Good news, I didn't see any leaks. Bad news, I fucked something up because I have no reverse. Meaning, I have to drain out all the fluid I just put in and redo all that stuff. Also, bad news, I don't have time to do that today, meaning it's not going to be done in this video. I hate doing this because I hate being that guy who makes a video on something and then doesn't see it to fruition because it got fucked up, but I don't have time. Tomorrow I have to do something, then I have college and it's finals, and yeah. So that's not going to happen probably until next video. And I apologize, and I hope I figure out what the hell I did. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Also, PSA, eye is still red from the brake clean going in my eyeball. Make sure that you wear eye protection. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.